Today's episode is about secret marriage, failed relationship, jealousy, and ultimately murder. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. Click the like button and share this video to spread awareness. If you're not new and you have not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button now and don't forget to click the notification button to stay up to date on new content coming from my channel. Your support helps me keep this channel afloat. It was a sultry summer evening in Delhi, India, on July 1995. Sushil Sharma, the former president of the Delhi Pradesh Youth Congress, arrived home to his live-in partner, Naina Sani. The couple had been together for a while, but had kept their relationship a secret from their families and colleagues. Sharma had proposed to Naina and they had gotten married a few months earlier, but he still had not revealed their union to anyone. The relationship of late had been strenuous on Naina. Sharma will often accuse her of having extramarital relations with a former schoolmate of hers who also happened to be an ex-boyfriend. With Sharma constantly feeling insecure in the relationship with open threats of violence, Naina started making plans to move to Australia, a decision that did not go down well with Sharma. On that fateful day in July, as Sharma entered the house, he noticed Naina on the phone, and when she saw him, she hung up. He asked her whom she was talking to. She replied that it was just a friend. But when Sharma pressed the redial button, he was surprised to hear the voice of a former classmate and Congress colleague of Naina's. Sharma became incensed with jealousy and accused Naina of having an affair. Naina tries to reason with Sharma, assuring him that it was just a friendly conversation and that she had no romantic interest in her colleague at all. But Sharma was not convinced. He pulled out a pistol and fired twice at her. Naina fell to the ground, bleeding and gasping for air. Sharma panicked and realized he had to dispose of the body quickly before anyone found out what he had done. He decided to take Naina's body to the nearby restaurant he owned. Together with the restaurant manager, Keshav Kumar, they chopped up the body into 36 parts, not bothering to check if the woman was still alive when Sharma brought her in. They put the pieces in the restaurant Tandoor, and Tandoor is a traditional Indian oven used for baking bread, and then they attempted to burn the body in the Tandoor. It was said that the fire coming from the Tandoor was so bright that a police constable on night parole stopped to inquire what was going on. Sharma told the constable that he and Kumar were burning old election posters. The constable left but returned again just a few moments later after he heard a nearby vegetable vendor shouting "Fire, fire, fire" as she saw an unusually huge fire coming from the Tandoor. As the constable approached, he could smell a particularly pungent smell coming from the Tandoor. Sharma and Kumar were busy fanning the flames of the fire, and there was what appeared to be protruding human torso hanging from the Tandoor. The constable called for backup right away, and in the confusion that followed, Sharma ran away while Kumar was arrested on the spot. When police searched his apartment, they found a gun used in shooting Naina as well as shell casings that they matched to the gun. The first autopsy report states that the victim died from excessive bleeding but wasn't able to conclusively prove whether she was cut to pieces while she was still alive or not. A second autopsy was ordered, which showed the 2 gunshot wounds, one to the head and the other to the neck. 9 days after the murder, Sharma surrendered himself to the police and was charged with murder. The case became a media sensation dubbed the Tandoor murder case. The trial began later that year, with Sharma pleading not guilty and claiming that Naina's death was accidental, but the evidence against him was overwhelming, and he was eventually found guilty and sentenced to death in 2003. The case had many twists and turns, including allegations that Sharma had bribed witnesses and tried to influence the investigation. But justice eventually prevailed, and Sharma's death sentence was upheld by the Delhi High Court and then the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, Sharma appealed his sentence, and in 2013, the Supreme Court modified his death sentence to a life sentence. While the decision brought some relief to his family members, it also sparked outrage among those who believed that justice had not been served. On December 2018, a New Delhi High Court ordered his release after serving 23 years in prison. The court cited the crime as being a crime of passion rather than a premeditated murder. Today, the Tandoor murder case remains one of the most notorious crimes in the history of India. It has become a symbol of the dangers of domestic violence in the country. Until next time, humans, stay safe out there.